Live from downtown Bakersfield, 23 ABC News Midday starts now.
Good morning and thanks for watching 23 ABC News at 11 a.m. I'm Melissa Flores in for Mike Hart.
And I'm Danielle Kernkamp. This morning we're learning more about the death of a local businessman, Jose Arredondo. According to prosecutors in Mexico, Arredondo was apparently beaten to death in the town of San Jose del Cabo. The Baja California Sur State Prosecutor's Office says they were called to a condo after someone reported a body. They said the body showed signs of blunt force trauma. Arredondo was the owner of the Family Motors Auto Group. U.S. State Department officials say they are, quote, closely monitoring local authorities' investigation into the cause of death, end quote.
This morning, a downtown restaurant has been shut down due to a roaches and vermin infestation. According to Kern County Public Health, Ming Cafe on Service Street in El was shut down on Tuesday after roaches and unapproved chemicals used to treat the roaches were found at the restaurant. An inspection shows there were also debris on the floor and walls throughout the kitchen, on the walls and the ceiling of a walk-in refrigerator. The inspection shows that 16 cans of Raid were found in the kitchen and chemicals were stored next to a sink.
Let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Elena Rusk to get a quick check of this midweek forecast. Yeah. Feels nice to be, you know, below the triple digits.
Yeah, below the triple digits, and we should be staying there through the weekend, which is a really exciting forecast here in mid-July, right? So we have a look out at our roof camera, and there's a little bit of haze on the horizon, but we can still see our mountains. So we know that there is some pollution out there, air quality in the moderate range for another day. Not too bad if you want to head out for a run right now because temperatures are really mild and feeling quite nice for the next several hours. We had the 70s for most of this morning. We're going to be climbing to the 80s for several more hours and then to 90 at lunchtime. My system's frozen, but there's nothing to show you anyway because it's beautiful. There we go. Some high thin clouds coming through on our radar and satellite, but no shelter from the sun. There's those 80s I was talking about. 70s up in the mountains for our friends. We're already seeing low 80s in Kernville, Woodford Heights, already some low 90s in Ridgecrest and China Lake. So look ahead for the winds right now. Shows you it's about 5 to 15 miles an hour. Later this afternoon, about 10 to 20 miles an hour. And that's keeping that air quality in the moderate range and keeping those temperatures out of the 100s. I do have a cooling trend coming, and we'll talk more about that and what it means for a weekend in a few minutes.
Happening right now, local organizations are gathering to discuss a new facility coming to Bakersfield. Here's a live look from the event. Dignity Health has teamed up with the Game Day Sports Academy and ShePower to develop what they're calling the first multi-sport indoor complex. It will be located at the old Track House building near the Boulevard and Tembler, just off Buck Owens Boulevard. It will cover 55,000 square feet and feature basketball courts, volleyball courts, and weight rooms.
Today's small business is impacted by the thousands of earthquakes that have rocked the Ridgecrest area recently. We'll have a chance to learn about programs designed to help them pick up the pieces. Today, the Small Business Development Center will host a webinar at Cal State Bakersfield. The webinar is designed to help small businesses learn about the programs available to help them get back on their feet in the wake of the quakes. The webinar begins just after noon today at CSUB.
Some good news this morning if you're looking for work. Kohl's announcing this morning that they're beginning hiring early for seasonal positions. Kohl's says it will begin hiring for the back to school, fall, and holiday seasons. They'll start early hiring at 500 stores across the U.S., including the Rosedale location in Northwest Bakersfield. In all, Kohl's says it will be hiring 3,000 people across the country for the early seasonal hiring spree beginning today.
Still to come here on 23 ABC News at 11, notorious drug lord El Chapo has been sentenced. We'll tell you how long he'll be spending time behind bars. Mexican drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman will spend the rest of his life in prison. A judge handed down a life sentence plus 30 years in Colorado's Supermax prison today. Guzman was also ordered to hand over $12.6 billion in forfeiture. The 62-year-old was convicted in April on 10 counts, including drug trafficking. Witnesses in his trial also said he was involved in several murders. The prison where he's expected to spend the rest of his life is the country's most secure federal prison. Officials claim escape is not even possible. A second federal judge has issued an order to permanently block President Trump's attempt to add a citizenship question to the 2020 census. The order today was handed down in federal court in Maryland. This comes just one day after a New York judge issued a similar order. The Supreme Court also blocked the question back in June. The Trump administration has stated it no longer plans to pursue this addition.
A new study is here to offer some encouragement to moms. Researchers have found that having a paying job could protect women from memory loss later on in life. The researchers spent 2 decades conducting cognitive tests on more than 6,000 women. The results show memory decline was consistently fast among women who never had a job. Married mothers who did not work had their memory decline 61% faster over a 10-year period than women who have paying jobs. Women who left the workforce and returned later in life had slower memory loss than women who had never worked.
Do you want to know what you'll look like when you're older? Well, there's an app for that, and it's called Face App. Take a look. Even celebs are getting in on the action. Here's Carrie Underwood and Mike Fisher, and you'll see Terry Crews. There you go, Sam Smith and Dwayne Wade in just a few seconds here. The app uses neural networks, a type of artificial intelligence, to edit the pictures. And it can do more than just age you. You can also use the app to put a smile on your face, to make you look younger, or to swap your gender. And it's really incredible how realistic this stuff looks.
It's weirdly realistic.
Terrifying.
Yeah, we have our pictures on our Facebook if you want to see those as well. But it's developed by a small team in Russia. It's been around since about 2017. The popularity rising once again because the aging game's just on point. But critics are cautioning that the app may collect more than just the pictures you upload. The privacy policy has not been updated since 2017, and according to the policy, the app cannot ensure the security of any information you transmit to FaceApp or guarantee that the information on the service may not be accessed, disclosed, altered, or destroyed. Something to consider. Well, dozens of beachgoers in Georgia jumped into action and helped to try and save several beached whales. Here's the incredible video. 27 pilot whales were seen very close to the shores of St. Simon's Island in Georgia. Several whales ended up beaching themselves in the shallow water. You can see people floating in the water trying to help out. Pilot whales travel in packs, so the ones out in the water did not want to leave the ones that had breached. Most of the whales were able to go on their way. However, 2 of the breached whales died. The Department of Natural Resources thanked beachgoers for their efforts and says the 2 whales that died may have already been sick. It's amazing to see everybody rally together and just try to do their best, because most of those people probably don't know about what to do in that situation, but they're trying anyways.
And thankfully most animals, from what we can tell, tend to know when they're being helped and they try to cooperate, which is nice. Sometimes they're like kids and they're nervous and kind of freak out. Here's a look at Yosemite Falls. I just wanted to show you this because we still have some water flowing out there. I was driving home from Northern California this weekend and I was able to see there's still snowpack in the Sierra. So I know that all of our snow melted long ago here in Kern County, but it is still out there and it's still fueling all of our waterways, which is really pretty to watch. Here in Kern County, as we look off toward those mountains, you see our roof cameras, very calm and quiet. Air quality expected to be in the moderate range, and all of our camera satellite imagery is being held way up to the north where those storms are passing. So we're gonna have some high thin clouds, but no moisture out there. Just another dry, warm and sunny day with low to mid 80s for most of the valley floor, like Delano, McFarland, out in Buttonwillow and Taft. Upper 80s right now in Bakersfield, 78 in Isabel. Isn't that a fantastic temperature? There's some of those 90s in China Lake and Ridgecrest. So as we all warm up together later today, 98 here in Bakersfield. Okay, we'll take it. It's a lot like yesterday, which ended up being 97. Monday was 99. So these temperatures hovering right around that average mark. Really a couple typical days for us, and we love that it comes with another afternoon of moderate air quality. Mid 90s in Kernville and Isabella, mid 80s Tehachapi, Lebec, Fraser Park 83, a high in the 70s for Pine Mountain Club for another afternoon. Great July weather there. We're already in the 90s in Cal City, or into Ridgecrest, so you're going to see 103. Cal City also in the triple digits just briefly this afternoon. That fresh breeze I mentioned before coming down from Tehachapi, Keys Mojave at 95. So a look ahead will show us our futurecast keeps those systems up to the north. A little bit of a gray marine layer along the coast because we are so warm here inland, but a fresh breeze keeps us out of the 100s for the next couple afternoons. And we'll actually have such a strong breeze coming down Friday into Saturday that even though you don't see any cloud cover here on the futurecast, it will be enough to keep those temperatures much down from where we have been. So upper 90s today and tomorrow, and then possibly just the low to mid 90s heading into the end of your week, Friday and Saturday. 94 here in Bakersfield means possibly only 90 91 in Delano, about 92 in Taft. That's awesome. Saturday, we're still holding on to those, I call them mild temperatures. Yeah, they're still warm, but below average for July. Okay, thank you. By Sunday, we're back on track for average at 98. And then you see we're going to try and head into a long stretch of 100s next week. So if you haven't decided which days to go to the Mid-State Fair over in Paso, I would say do it the next couple days into this weekend because it's getting hotter for everybody next week. We'll talk more about that forecast if you're heading to the fair tonight. I've heard some friends are going to Miranda Lambert. Oh, jealous.
That'll be fun.
Great weather. And
Remember when we could only see one 100 on it?
Right.
Yeah.
That was a good time.
That was a good time. Those were the days.
Yeah. Thanks, Elena.
Yeah.
Well, today on Court TV, we're waiting on the verdict in the case of a Georgia caregiver who is accused of elder abuse and murder. Julie Grant has more from the Court TV studios.
Good afternoon, I'm Yori Chawalde. Court TV continues to follow jury selection today in Florida versus Grant Amato. The 30-year-old man is accused of killing his parents and brother over money, lies, and an obsession with porn. Investigators say he stole $200,000 from his family members and sent the money to a Bulgarian woman he met online through a porn website. Amato was living with his parents at the time, but he told investigators his father threw him out of the house when he found out he was still communicating with the woman. It's something he had been doing for months, including sending her cell phone videos.
All right, Sylvia, look at me. I am outside going to check the mail, and I'm asking you if you can please, pretty please, send me one of your videos. I love it so much when you just send them to me. Yeah, I don't like buying your stuff. It makes me feel weird. Could you please send me one though?
Amato faces the death penalty if convicted. That's the latest for now. Court TV will keep following any developments. Now back to you.
Coming up next on 23 ABC, it'll be a dog day in Bakersfield on Saturday. We'll take a look at the local pups who are the inspiration behind a competition involving law enforcement when we come back.
This weekend, canines from law enforcement agencies all over the U.S. and as far as Mexico will be in Bakersfield showing off their tactics and techniques in the annual canine trials. This morning, we're taking a look at how those skills translate to a day on the job for canine officers.
Our call sign is King 2.
Bakersfield Police Canine RJ knows exactly what that sound means.
He knows our call sign whenever he hears me pick up the radio.
It means it's time for RJ and Officer Brad Vaughn to get to work.
Building searches, burglaries, any real in-progress crime is where we try to use them.
And that's exactly where they're headed this morning. A downtown Bakersfield business reported a burglary overnight, and it's yet to be cleared for the possibility of a suspect still inside.
I don't know if they came out yet.
The Bakersfield Police Department, this is your final warning. I'm a police canine. Come out now or make yourself known, or my dog will find you and he will bite you.
RJ shows Officer Vaughn the basement is all clear.
I know if he's sitting down there at the bottom of the stairs that the chances of someone being inside the building or being inside that room at the base of the stairs are pretty minimal. So reduces the risk to the officers on scene.
It's exactly what canines are trained to do on the job every day. Going into potentially dangerous places, searching, seeing, smelling what humans can't.
It kind of gives us that warning, you know.
Protecting officers from the unknown, sometimes even saving lives. RJ specializes in criminal apprehension and explosives detection. Meanwhile, Canine Hero with the Kern County Sheriff's Office is trained to find and take down suspects and to find narcotics.
We're together 24/7, more than any other person in my family. He's with me all the time, so the bond grows pretty quick and it's pretty strong.
Canine Hero and Deputy Andrew Bassett have been working together for about 3 years.
I think the biggest thing, the misconception, is a lot of people think that our canines are extremely vicious and mean. I mean, you could see right here, and he's just in there hanging out. It's the farthest thing from the truth. They're just like your dogs at home, except they just have a little bit more drive and desire to go out and do the job that they do.
Hero has placed in other canine competitions, and now he'll be going head-to-head for the title of top dog at the Bakersfield Canine Trials. Competing with police dogs all over the state and as far as Mexico, canines will demonstrate search skills, obedience,
Under, kennel C,
and agility in obstacle courses. Skills that reflect real-life encounters for canines on the job.
We encounter stuff like this all the time where a deputy couldn't access it, but we believe maybe a suspect or somebody's inside of it.
And it pays off on days like this. Canine RJ and Officer Vaughn are called to help out the gang unit locate 2 suspects.
Let's go.
Northbound over the fence of 8
About 20 BPD units respond, set up a perimeter, trying to find and arrest 2 men who were running through backyards in an East Bakersfield neighborhood.
Someone needs to go to the back of the residence.
A situation like this, the perfect scenario to use K9 RJ's apprehension skills to find and take down suspects. Unique even among the dozens of officers present.
Presents an incredibly high risk to officers and the public. Something where we use the K9 to locate and, if needed, apprehend the suspect. RJ did a good job. He did a good job today.
The competition is happening Saturday at Rabobank Arena. The proceeds are going to go towards the Armed Forces Support Foundation. A $2 per entry donation is recommended at the door, and they'll be there all day from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Still to come, we have one final look at your Wednesday weather. Welcome back. It's time to shine a light on a summertime staple. It's National Hot Dog Day. There are many ways to prepare frankfurters. They can be grilled, roasted over a campfire, boiled, or even pan-fried. Wieners can be eaten plain or covered in a variety of toppings. They include mustard, ketchup, relish, onions, coleslaw, and sauerkraut. They're popular items to eat at baseball games, of course. Stadiums sell more than 25 million of them every year.
And this is the perfect way that you can celebrate National Hot Dog Day. You may have seen Oscar Mayer's Wienermobile on the road, but have you ever wondered what's inside that rolling hot dog? Well, now's your chance to find out. The company is putting its road tripping frankfurter on Airbnb. The beef lane can sleep too. It comes with its own outdoor space and even has a mini fridge stuffed with, what else? Weenies. You can only book one night and it'll run you $136, which is quite a deal.
That's affordable.
Yeah, that's affordable. There are a couple catches though. Only the first 3 nights in August are available, and reservations will be granted on a first-come, first-served basis when they become available. So get your refresh button ready, because that's going to happen at an undisclosed time starting July 24th. The Wienermobile will also be parked in Chicago for those days, giving fans the chance to enjoy the Lollapalooza music festival there.
Wow, that's like the most hipster thing that people are going to be doing there.
Instagram waiting to happen.
It literally is. But that's fun, and it's not, you know, ridiculously priced.
Yeah,
so.
it's affordable. You just got to get lucky.
That's a random price, though, and I'm wondering why they weren't like, hey, $250 a night or something higher.
Yeah, there's probably a reason for it. You're right.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. We'll bring you more on this breaking news situation as you rent the Wienermobile. Right now, we're at 88 here in Bakersfield, and a look ahead shows us we'll be at 98 later today. That temperature spiking at about 5 p.m. and then coming back down. So if you're heading over to the Mid-State Fair in Paso, today at 4 p.m., their high is 87 degrees, warm and breezy, about 15 to 25 mile-per-hour winds, helping to keep that air moving. By the time Miranda Lambert is set to take the stage at 7:30 tonight, 78 out there. Wow. Great weather for the fair. Of course, this is opening day. They will be going for several weeks. We still have a couple more months to wait for our fair, but here in July, our fair doesn't come until September. It's feeling like July the next couple afternoons, a dip below average Friday, Saturday, and then trying to get back to several 100s next week.
Who's trying to get back to hundreds?
Not me.
Not me.
Who's
trying to do that?
The weather.
The weather's trying.
Yeah.
And I say trying because I've forecasted a couple heat waves already, and they've been broken. Like over the weekend, we had 2 days, not 3, so it wasn't a heat wave.
We didn't mind that.
I'd be okay not having another heat wave.
It would be amazing to get through July without any heat waves at all.
That's fine with us.
We're going to cross our fingers for you.
Right? That's going to do it for us here at 11. We'll see you right back here at 5 o'clock.
Have a great day.